Siren Sarah didn't die. This entry refers to a fan theory that at the end of Willy's Wonderland, Siren Sarah lives after she used Tex McAdoo's discarded lighter to ignite a cloth that she stuffed into the exhaust pipe of his car, making the car explode with Tex and Jed inside, which also causes the fire to spread along the side of the building and burn it down off screen. When this happens, Siren Sarah is flung backwards from the explosion and lands somewhere off screen. Because she isn't entirely destroyed, some speculate that the character survived and will play a significant role in resurrecting the rest of the Willy's gang in a potential sequel. What's in Punch Soda? In Willy's Wonderland, the janitor plays pinball and drinks soda throughout the movie. These sodas became plot significant later as they are used as a weapon to defeat Willy Weasel. The soda brand is called Punch Pop, and of course it isn't an actual soda brand in real life, but is rather a placeholder made for the movie to replace what was originally going to be Pepsi, according to the 2019 script of the movie. According to It's Hot in Hollywood, the studio contacted PepsiCo, but was turned down. Because of this, the crew had to create an alternative to Pepsi, leading to the creation of the in-universe Punch Pop soda brand. On set during production, filled Diet Coke cans were used. This is why the top part of the can is noticeably silver instead of black or purple to match the label. Some eBay listings for the screen-used Punch Pop cans indicate that Coca-Cola Zero sugar cans were also occasionally used as a substitute for Diet Coke cans, though these could be fake reproductions. A large amount of sodas were converted to Punch Pops for the movie, with a small number of them going unused, along with dozens of leftover unused Punch Pop labels, which ended up later on eBay. As for the canon of the movie, what kind of soda Punch Pop is, or what it tastes like, is completely unknown, though we can see a dark soda bubbling out of the opening in some parts of the movie, which means it canonically is a dark soda, and not an actual Punch Kool-Aid beverage like many fans believe. For those curious as to what the soda tastes like, we sort of got an answer from Nicolas Cage himself during an interview with Wired, where he simply states that fans know the answer better than he does. He notes that whatever is inside the Punch soda can is up to you to decide and is part of the audience's relationship with the character of the janitor. So simply put, just like the janitor himself, his favorite drink is also up to viewer interpretation rather than definitive canon facts. In the Willy's Wonderland comics, Punch Pop is referenced a couple of times, and it is shown, but is always depicted inaccurately, with no visible printing on the label, and is usually in a plain red soda can for some reason. Punch labels used during production also have some funny Easter eggs included on the label. In the nutritional facts list, which normally cannot be seen in the movie, at the very end of the list, it reads, an ungodly amount of caffeine as an ingredient, specifically 1,000 milligrams per serving, according to the label. The side of the can also reads, drink at your own risk. The ingredients themselves are seemingly a copy and paste of what regular Coca-Cola cans have as their ingredients, including the caramel color, which is an ingredient which gives Coke its iconic dark color, with that fact being the biggest indicator that they just copy and pasted the ingredients of Coca-Cola onto the Punch labels. T-Jock Freddy's Willy's Wonderland roleplay. T-Jock Freddy is a Roblox game developer and fan of the animatronic horror genre who has made Roblox role-playing games based on Five Nights at Freddy's, the Banana Splits movie, and Willy's Wonderland. The game is called Willy's Wonderland Roleplay and is one of the first Willy's Wonderland games on Roblox and also one of the more popular ones. There are two notably different versions of the game that exist, with the first version featuring clunky, unfinished-looking maps and character models, resulting in numerous jokes made by the fans that reference these designs, though at some point the game was overhauled in favor of upgraded and more accurate maps and characters, though other Roblox players have re-uploaded the older versions for people to play. Another notable Roblox game based on the movie is the similarly titled Willy's Wonderland Roleplay by Trixananti, which features less blocky Dom Studio models for the animatronics that users can play as. The game also includes more animations, features, and a more accurate map of the restaurant. And Parsons' favorite is Ozzy. This just simply refers to the fact that the creator of Willy's Wonderland, Geo Parsons' favorite character is Ozzy the Ostrich. I couldn't find the exact source of this, but I assume he either said this on Twitter or in an interview. Not much else to say here. Twitter Watch Party. On March 26, 2021, Geo Parsons and Willy's Wonderland director Kevin Lewis invited Twitter users to join them for a watch party of Willy's Wonderland. Geo and Kevin also both answered fan questions after the watch party. This event was seemingly not very well documented, so there's not much to go off of here other than it was a watch party of Willy's Wonderland hosted by and featuring its creators, with a Q&A at the end. If you're watching this and you were a person who was present for this event on Twitter, then please leave a comment below. If you have any screen recordings or screenshots from this event as well, then email them to me. My email address will be in the description. Animatronic names include alliteration. Each of the 8 animatronics in Willy's Wonderland include alliterations in their names. For example, Artie is Artie the alligator, Gus is Gus the gorilla, and Willy is Willy the weasel, so on and so forth. So the animal that the character is based on has a similarity with the name that they are given. So Willy isn't just Willy, he is Willy the weasel. This entry is honestly sort of random and more of an observation than anything else. Nothing too crazy about this one. Arthur Allen is Artie. In the Willy's Wonderland comic series, the Artie alligator animatronic is possessed by a serial killer named Arthur Allen, who was known as the Bloody Banksy, and used to be a school teacher before indulging in a life of murder and cannibalism, and eventually teaming up with Jerry Robert Willis. The name Arthur Allen is interesting because of its association with the real-life serial killer also named Arthur Allen, who was also a school teacher and is suspected to be the Zodiac Killer. While Arthur's human design does not resemble the appearance of the real-world killer, some details like his name and occupation do match up. So it begs the question, is this an intentional reference to a real-life serial killer? Is Arthur Allen in the comics meant to be the Arthur Allen from our world? It's an interesting question. Memes started the day the trailer dropped. We mostly talked about this one already when discussing the Ozzy kill scene becoming a meme when the first trailers for the movie came out. Before the shocked meme, there were also a couple memes that referenced the movie's similar premise to Five Nights at Freddy's, but that's about it. This is another entry where there's not really much to talk about. Fan Art Wednesday. Every Wednesday, Geo Parsons and Emwa together used to host an event on Twitter where they would showcase Willy's Wonderland artwork from fans. Nowadays, there isn't enough Willy's Wonderland fan art out there on the internet to justify an event every Wednesday, so nowadays Geo, and occasionally Emwa, will simply retweet fan art that they find, instead of making it a special event on a specific day every week. Hopefully they bring this event back eventually once more fan art begins to be created and circulates again. Siren Sarah initial thought to be a siren. Just like how Willy the Weasel is a weasel and Gus the gorilla is a gorilla, Siren Sarah is a siren, right? Wrong. A siren is a mythical legend that's either depicted as a woman with bird-like features or a twisted mermaid of sorts. Siren Sarah, however, is very clearly a pixie, which is an entirely different mythical creature. In the 3C Films interview with Geo Parsons, he has stated that he didn't think too hard about the kinds of creatures and animals that the animatronics would be themed around, so he came up with things quickly and wrote things down the moment he thought of them. He admitted that Siren Sarah's name specifically was simply an overlooked detail on his end, and joked about it. Willy's Wonderland News and Updates channel. Gearing up for the movie's release, an Instagram and Twitter account named Willy's Wonderland Fan used to post leaks, updates, and news surrounding the movie before, during, and after release. They have since gone completely inactive. Willy's Wonderland Fan now goes under the name Animatronic Horror Movie Fan on Instagram, who posts similar content to what they used to post on their Willy's Wonderland account, but now they post content about anything related to the animatronic horror subgenre, along with Willy's Wonderland content. Extremely rare comic variants. There are many rare and extremely rare versions of the 4 Willy's Wonderland comics out there, ranging from alternate covers that were produced in smaller numbers, limited edition covers, and even covers that are signed by some of the artists who illustrated the comics themselves. The contents of each comic remain the same, but what makes these comics rare and unique are the covers that they have. Usually these rare variants could only be purchased in stores physically, or could only be obtained by donating a specific amount of money to the Kickstarter for the comics. One example is that the Kickstarter for issue 1 featured pledge rewards, where donating $175 and emailing a picture of yourself would get you a custom drawing on the front cover of yourself being killed by one of the animatronics. Other rare variants include the Chrome cover issue 1, only 66 made, the Kickstarter Black and White issue 1, 250 made, and Century Edition issue 1 with only 100 made. Each comic issue got its own Kickstarter with different rewards and variants for each, some more rare than others. If you want to learn more about these, then you can check out my YouTube short series about the comic variants, which me and the creator of this Iceberg collaborated on.